What's a realistic signing you think you could get this summer?
I would like Cristiano Ronaldo to come here, see what the Geordies think of him.
Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. We are here today at St James's Park to ask the fans some end of season questions. Who's been the best player of the season, the best game of the season, and then look towards the summer for the signing of this season, their dream player that they want to bring to the club, and who would they get rid of, amongst other questions. Let's see if we can find some fans knocking about. It's a beautiful Monday to start the week. Bit quiet though, so we'll see what we get up to. Let's go. Right then, people, I best off introduce someone before we get into today's interviews, because he's jumped on a couple as well. He has been behind the camera but also in front of it. So introduce yourself, mate, and why are you here?
I'm Lewis. I'm on work experience from John Spence High School. I'm just looking to get some experience of the job, what you do around the channel.
Good stuff, aye. So you want to be like a presenter, YouTuber, anything in sports, basically?
Yeah, sports journalist, media, anything of the sort. I'd take anything I get, really.
Anyone wants to be a YouTuber nowadays, eh? Everyone. Wasn't a thing when I was young. Times have changed. Well, good luck, mate. How you found it so far? We've interviewed a couple of people.
The people have been really good. Great answers. Really nice people.
How have you found it, like approaching people in public? Because a lot of people don't like it, but we've had pretty much sound interaction so far, haven't we?
If you get the right people, it's always good. People in Newcastle are always willing to talk about Newcastle.
Aye.
Yeah, especially with the stadium at the centre of the city, it feels like a great community. Like, it's at the heart of everything everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Pasty guy, a few end of season questions here for you. Start us off with your player of the season.
Easy one for me, Anthony Gordon. I think he's been our most consistent performer of the season. You know, he's gotten to double figures. His work rate's been second to none. And, you know, compared to where he was when he first signed, his fitness has rose up massively, really. And I think it's kicked off when he won the Under-21 championship with England.
We're joined by some fans here from the Netherlands. So first off, who has been your best Newcastle United player of the season?
For sure, Botman.
Botman?
Because he's from the Netherlands.
There you go. Bit of favouritism there.
Yeah.
You as well?
Yeah, Botman.
Botman
for sure.
all day long. Great. And right then, we're finding all the international fans. We're joined here from a Thailand fan. Mate, player of the season for you?
Anthony Gordon, no doubt.
No doubt. So no one's close to you for like Isaac or Shaw?
Isak's been great, but he needs supplies from Bruno. Fabian Schär has been good on and off. So, but the most consistent would be Anthony Gordon for me.
Player of the season for Newcastle United this season?
Probably Bruno, I would say.
Yeah.
Isaac. Bruno and Isaac.
Yeah. Player of the season would be between Anthony Gordon and definitely Isak.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up between the two of them for me. Like, both been brilliant.
Who's been your Newcastle United player of the season?
I would say Anthony Gordon. I was a bit unsure when he first came, but now he's really improved, improved this season.
Then Lewis, let's ask you these end of season questions. We'll finish off on yourself. Who's been your player of the season?
My player of the season, Anthony Gordon, and I know Isak scored a lot of goals. I don't think Isak could function how he functions without Anthony Gordon on that left with him. That's why I've gone for Anthony Gordon. Yeah.
Unsung hero? Someone who doesn't get enough praise?
Emil Kraft, to be honest, I think he's. I think because obviously he's been injured ages, and he had a torrid first game back against West Ham. But all in all, he's been sound cover, whether being at right back or centre back.
Who has been the unsung hero of the season? So a player that maybe doesn't get enough praise.
Yeah. It's really a hard question because it's not very tough, because the Netherlands, we choose Botman because it's an easy question.
But what Newcastle player do you think is undervalued at Newcastle? You know, people have said Kraft, Sean Longstaff, these type of players.
Yeah, Kraft is a good one, but it's more likely that he is seen under his value because he's only worth not so many money, but I think he is.
Fabian Schär as well, he was a cheap signing.
Yeah, from Switzerland, yeah, of course.
Fabian Schär.
Nice.
Emil Kraft in the last few games too.
Schär for a long time, probably, isn't it?
Yeah. Scoring goals as well.
Who's been your unsung hero? Someone who doesn't get the recognition you think they deserve?
Probably Shaw.
Yeah, Shaw's always on the radar.
I definitely am.
Such a difficult one to think who's unsung by the supporters. I think they're all loved by the fans, really. I think lately I'm swayed towards Dan Burn, even though he's took a lot of stick when he was playing up the position at left back. I think since he's reverted to centre half, he's been brilliant. he's held the defence together. So on that basis, I would say him really.
Yeah.
Probably say Fabian Chair. He's been good apart from the injuries that he's got, so he's been really good.
Unsung hero.
I think Longstaff is good. He gets a lot of unnecessary stick, I think. When he plays, he's always good. He always pops up with the odd goal when you need it in important moments every so often.
So would you say he would be like a scapegoat as well then?
Yeah, I think he gets a lot. Him and Dan Burn get a lot of unnecessary stick.
Which is weird because they're both from Newcastle, I guess.
Yeah,
so
I know.
we want to scapegoat them, do you?
Yeah.
And the flop of the season, someone who hasn't performed as well as you'd hope.
I guess in terms of who we haven't, I'm not say flop, but someone who we've not quite seen enough of. I think Sandro. I think there's a lot more to come from him, and we saw glimpses before. Obviously, everything before the betting ban came along, but thankfully his suspension hasn't been extended. So I think come next season, hopefully we'll see more of him and be less reliant on Bruno.
Flop of the season. Wilson got injured quite often. Sean Longstaff is a bit 50-50 for me, but he scored in the last game, so, and he's a local lad too. Yeah.
Who's been your flop of the season?
I don't know. Didn't like picking. Didn't like calling players out. So I wouldn't like to say.
Yeah.
Flop. That's a bit harsh, like naming players as flops, like. That's a tough one. I suppose the lad hasn't been a flop, but with all the money they've paid for him and not being able to play.
Yeah.
Tonali, but I know there'll be better things to come from him. But it's been a bit of a letdown not having him available.
Yeah.
I say Paul Dummett. Paul Dummett.
Yeah. It's got to be Tonali. You can't sign someone for 60 million or whatever it was, and then play 7 games and not be there for the rest of the season.
Highlight of the season?
There's a lot there, you know. I mean, it's felt like turbulence 90% of the time, but we've had some belters. But the one for me has to be the PSG game. It's just everything. The first home game of the Champions League for 20 years. The atmosphere. I mean, the roof nearly came off the place at one point. Sending Mbappe and co home packing, but obviously unfortunately it didn't come off throughout the course of the Champions League campaign, and I think fine margins and certain refereeing decisions went against us.
What do you think has been the highlight of the season? Newcastle's best game this year?
I think it will be this coming match against City.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's Manchester United?
I hope so. Yeah.
That's the biggest one yet?
I hope they win, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What was your favourite game this year? Champions League?
Yeah, Champions League was not that great. No.
What about PSG at home? That was alright.
That was alright, but the away games were not that great.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the game myself. It was Champions League against PSG, I think, when we won 4-1. Yeah.
What's been your highlight of the season?
Probably PSG.
Yeah.
A good game, a good atmosphere. Aye.
Highlights. I think how they've turned things around, even though they've had loads of injuries. How they've climbed back up the table. Yeah. That's been a bit of a highlight.
Could you narrow it down to a specific game?
Games like West Ham.
Yeah.
When they come back to win that, it showed that they've still got a spirit there. They're still playing for the manager, and the team's still got a lot of character.
Yeah. Probably it's the PSG game here. The atmosphere was just absolutely electric.
It's got to be the PSG game, hasn't it? The atmosphere in that game was so good.
And the low light?
The two, I would say, the Christmas period where we lost against Luton and Forest, and our performances in both those games not good enough. Although I'll admittedly, we did come in the end of the worst part of our injury crisis, but still. But if we aren't to get Europe, then you'd think dropping the points from those sort of games might be the points where we look at.
The Champions League, right? The hopes were high, but yeah, we're all disappointed about it.
So that Milan game, maybe when we got knocked out.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Champions League was not that great.
Yeah.
Knocked out, last of the group. Yeah.
Worst game of the season against Brighton at home.
Flat, wasn't it? Disappointing.
Yeah. I thought we could have nicked it the last minute, but that was just allowed. So.
In your low light, the lowest moment of this season?
All the injuries.
Yeah.
All the injuries have been like that. Yeah. I'd probably.
Who do you think we missed the most out of all the injuries?
Trips, probably. Yeah, but seeing that, Livermore has come in, done the job. So, Big Joe, yeah. So, you can't really replace him, can you? But just one after year, innit? That's all it's been. You know.
13 at one point, wasn't it?
Nah, it's crazy. But you look at our bench now. Our bench is better than it's been, you know. So you can't roll on next season.
The cup game at Chelsea, the Carabao Cup, sorry, yeah, the last minute one, because they were on the verge of going back to Wembley, and I think we might have had a good chance to win it. But you know, these things happen.
Yeah. What's been the lowest point of the season for you?
Probably all the injuries we've had.
Yeah.
It's not been the best season, but if we didn't have all the injuries, we could have been still in the Champions League qualifying.
The 1-0 loss to Luton away. I feel like that can't be allowed to happen.
Looking ahead then to the summer, give us your dream signing.
My dream sign would be Jude Bellingham. Obviously, it's not
Realistically, come on now.
Okay, realistically. Well, my dream signing would be a decent goal scorer, especially if we do end up selling Wilson, which, given his injury record, I think we may end up having to do so if there's still value. While there's still value.
Yeah, Mbappe would be nice, right?
Oh,
but yeah,
very nice. Yeah.
it's not in the budget. Maybe realistically, a Cody Gakpo or something.
Cody Gakpo,
Yeah,
again
yeah.
with the Netherlands.
Yeah,
Just saying
yeah,
anyone that's
of course,
Dutch.
Of course,
really.
yeah.
You?
And maybe Joey Veerman from
nice.
PSV. He's
Yeah.
doing great over there. Yeah, maybe him.
Newcastle have got Yankuba Mintner. He plays in Holland. What do you think of him? Have you seen much of him?
No, not in real life. Like I've seen some matches from a lot of players, but I think he will do a great job.
I'd like them to bring back Minte from loan.
What's your realistic dream signing for next season?
I'd like to get to them two Crystal Palace players, Eze and Lise, two class. Yeah. Even the three of them, the other one that I've got there, get the three of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's whatever I can spend, isn't it?
Probably some of the players that have been identified, like the centre half lad from Fulham, is it? Tossin. I think he would be like a good asset. And I think they do need another centre forward to back up for Wilson and Isak. Nobody springs to mind. There'll be people better than me who'll identify someone, but I do think they need cover for that.
I would like Cristiano Ronaldo to come here, see what the Geordies think of him.
Well, I got a realistic signing.
Realistic. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I think Ronaldo's realistic,
Yeah, back in the Premiership, yeah.
Too old? Still got it?
Yeah, still got it.
Still got it.
I would like Alan Shearer back.
He is too old.
I would like Alan Shearer.
If you could sign one player this summer for Newcastle, a realistic but dream signing, who would it be?
I'm going to have to be a centre-back. And I think that Tossin from Fulham. Because we need... Botman's very injury-prone. Shaw's getting quite old now. I think we need a good young centre-back to lead the team for the next few years.
One player you think Newcastle should sell this summer?
I think Miggy will have to go, because obviously he was set to go in January, but he didn't really want to go. But I think again, if the Saudi club's still interested in him and they're willing to pay whatever we paid for him, and if we get a new right winger as well to replace him.
Who do you think Newcastle should sell this summer? One player we need to get rid of. Almiron.
Yeah, he's on top of my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've played so far.
But I think a lot of people agree with that.
Yeah. One player you would sell?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I go with the same Elmer.
What do you think about Callum Wilson? Would you keep or sell Callum Wilson?
He's getting a bit old, so maybe sell him. But he played at the club for a very long time, so maybe not sell him because he's a bit of a legend.
And get rid of the deadwood like Dummett and those Matt Ritchie. To be honest, Dubravka could go, Gillespie should go, bring us some new faces.
It's gonna be a big summer, isn't it? Lots of outs, lots of ins, hopefully.
Yeah, they're not getting too many game time anyway. So.
Who's a player you feel Newcastle need to sell this summer?
Sell? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Wilson's come to the end of his thingy. And if you replace. I don't know. I wouldn't like to say it as maybe it's Wilson. You know, even though he bangs the goals in, it's just he's getting injured all the time.
I think Almiron. I think he you know, he's done his job, but I think it's time for him to move on, find new pastures.
Yeah, player you'd let go in the summer.
Probably say Paul Dummett, Jamal Lascelles, and maybe I'm going to say Sean Longstaff.
How much do you think we could get for Sean Longstaff?
Don't know, but I think we should just get rid of all the Mike Ashley and get proper new signings in. Obviously, when we get Tonali back, be like a new player. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
And one player you had to sell this summer, who would it be?
Almiron, because I don't rate Almiron.
No.
Nah, almost terrible.
There we have it then, people. There's other thoughts of some Newcastle United fans in and around St James's Park here on this sunny Monday afternoon. I want to know as well in the comments though your thoughts, your opinions. Answer the questions down there in the chat as well. Please do subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV if you haven't already. Give this one a big like, and I'll see you on the next one.